Hello from Iquitos. I wanted to bring everyone up to date and kind of explain why I've dropped out of sight for the last 2 weeks. Hello from Quito. Hello from Iquitos. I wanted to bring you all up to date as to what's been going on for the last 2 weeks and why I've essentially gone silent. When nobody's heard from me. Well, my wife has heard from me, but that's about it. When I came down here, I had all these great plans that I was going to carry a tracker so people back home could see just where I was at. I was going to post regularly to YouTube so that we have all these videos, and I was planning on posting to Facebook. Well, one of the things that I most love about travel in South America, and one of the things that sometimes just drives me insane if I allow it, is that nothing ever goes as planned. You have to be flexible. Or as General Eisenhower said during World War II, you can make all the battle plans you want, but when the first shot is fired, those plans go out the window. So what happened? The original plan was that Carlos and I were going to meet in Leticia, Colombia, and then from there go up the Amazon River to Iquitos, and then from Iquitos take another boat up the Napo River to Coca, Ecuador. When I arrived at the airport in Chicago, I immediately began to run into trouble. Essentially, Colombia didn't want to give me a visa. Apparently, in retaliation for how the United States has made travel so difficult for Colombians to come to the United States, Colombia has reciprocated. And they were demanding that I show a ticket out. Basically, they said if you fly into Colombia, you gotta fly out again. And in the past, it's always been you had to, if you couldn't show an exit ticket, you had to show you that you had the means to get out, that some way. And I showed them that I had a return ticket out of Quito, and I was going to take the boat, and was told that Colombian law just doesn't allow that. That by Colombian law, if you come in by air, you must leave by air. Well, I ended up buying a cheapest ticket I could find from Bogota to Panama City. So I said, okay, look, here's my ticket out of your stupid country. I said, look, here's my ticket out of your blessed country. And they let me on the plane, gave me my boarding documents, and then of course the very first thing I did was cancel that flight and get a refund. And so I then flew on to Leticia. When I arrived in Leticia, I discovered that Carlos had had the same experience because I had purchased his ticket for him. It was a North American ticket, and they did the same thing to him in Quito. And they said, if you don't have a return flight out of Colombia, you're not getting on that plane. Carlos wasn't quite sure what to do, so he went home. So there I was in Leticia all by myself. In the end, I had to buy a ticket from Leticia down to Quito, which cost, I think it was like $350. Because it was the very last minute, the only seats available were in business class. So I got to fly business for the first time in my life, and for that I got a free beer and a bag of chips. So that's what my business class ticket got me. Oh, and a little wider seat. Once we arrived in Quito, Carlos and I decided that, all right, we'll just start there in Coca, Ecuador, go downriver to Iquitos, and then turn around and come back. The next problem that I ran into was with Facebook. Apparently the algorithm, or whatever it is, the computer, was kind of rattled by the fact that I was logging in from Colombia, and they cut me off. If anyone's ever tried to contact customer service in Facebook, you know that ain't happening, and especially isn't going to happen when you're in another country. So I'm completely locked out of my Facebook, and at this point it looks like I'm never going to get back in again. Seriously, I mean, I've done all the things you're supposed to do to recover your account. I even paid some guy in India $50 that he said he knew a back door. Well, he knew how to take my $50, but he didn't get me in either. So that was that. So that's why I have not been posting on Facebook, and I may never be able to post on Facebook again. I don't think I'm going to start a new account. Facebook is a major funder of Trump, and to hell with him. I don't want to do business with him. The same reason I don't do business with people that molest little girls. I just, forget it. So Facebook, I'm sure it's not going to hurt them, but if enough people unsubscribe from Facebook, maybe they'll get the message that their corporate policies of supporting Trump is going to start costing them some money. So that goes out the window. Next was my tracker. Thing worked fine back in the U.S., but as soon as I tried to turn it on here, it's just dead. It's just dead as a rock. So I can't do that. I did, now that we are here in Iquitos, I did start putting some videos together. They're decidedly amateurish, but I hope they're going to give you a flavor of what this trip has been about. This has been an absolutely amazing experience. The boat, I would say it was a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but we're going to get on it and go back again. So after that, it'll be a once-in-a-lifetime experience riding a cargo boat through the Amazon. I never, ever want to do it again. It was hot, it was humid, it was dirty, it was crowded, and it was loud. South Americans love loud music, and apparently they consider them lullabies. We had 3 extremely rude guys on the boat that blasted music all night. One night, all the other passengers were like, nobody could sleep, but nobody said anything. And as I explained to Carlos, that would go on for like an hour in the U.S., and then there would be a giant fight, and that stereo would have gone right in the river. I was telling my wife about it, and she said, well, why did you complain to the captain? That's just not how it works. First place, I'm not here to complain. I'm not here to pass judgment, although, yeah, on those guys maybe I could pass a little judgment. But mostly I'm just here to observe and to experience, and that's just part of the experience of traveling in South America is loud music. So anyway, here we are in Iquitos for the next couple of days, and then we're going to get off the plane again, or get on the boat again, and head back to Ecuador. I just wanted to update everyone and explain why I've been silent. I hope my Facebook friends will somehow find this. And that's that. Roger out from Iquitos.